Hey guys, welcome back. Bill here. Hope you're having a good day. If you are looking at buying a holster, maybe you have a holster and you're looking at a new one, or maybe you just got a new gun and you're looking for a holster for carrying that gun, there are 5 things that you're going to want to consider before purchasing a holster in order to get a perfect holster for you for that gun. The first one is, what position are you going to be carrying in? All right, for most of us, we carry an appendix. Some people carry at 3, and there are those people that carry at 5, 6 o'clock behind the back. I would try to stay away from that. Me personally, I like appendix because it's right here in the front where I can very easily access that handgun. If I were to end up on my back, like if I were to get in some sort of a struggle, end up on my back, I can still draw. I can still draw from a seated position without really having to do a whole lot of moving of the seatbelt. It just conceals real well on me, and the handgun is right there where I can access it. So for me, appendix is the perfect position. A lot of people, especially people that compete, like to carry inside the waistband at 3 o'clock. And regardless of your position, inside the waistband is what I'm going to be talking about today. Mostly I'll be talking about appendix because I like to think most people do carry appendix. So if you carry appendix, if you carry inside the waistband, this video is going to be perfect for you. The first consideration is, where are you going to be carrying? All right, so once you figured out, hey, I'm going to be carrying an appendix, 3 o'clock, wherever, the next thing that you want to consider is, are you going to be carrying the gun only, or are you going to be carrying a gun and a spare mag? So for example, if you are carrying the gun only, all right, you're gonna want a holster for a gun only. So for example, I've got this MR920 or Glock 19. This is not a Glock 19, this is an MR920, but this is the same dimension, same size as a Glock 19. And here is a FDO Industries holster. This is a gun only holster. All right, it's got a good clip with a wing right here. So this is a very good holster for the gun only. Now, for most Glock holsters, I'll go ahead and talk about Glock holsters. Most of your double stack guns are gonna fit. So if you're running a 19, I can fit a 17 in this holster. I can fit a 19, a 17, probably could fit a 34. I haven't tried it, but you're gonna have guns sticking out the holster. If you don't mind that, then you're gonna be able to use more than one gun, especially when we're talking about Glocks. So I know Glocks are very popular, and in this case, I do really like carrying a Glock 19, but I'll also sometimes carry a Glock 17 in this holster as well. So even though you're gun only holsters, you can use some other different models. In the case of Glock, most of the time when you buy a gun only holster, you're gonna be buying it for one gun. If you are looking for a sidecar holster, you're gonna be looking for a holster that carries the gun, like this traditional arms holster, the gun, and the spare mag. All right, so this is what we call a sidecar holster. All right, so are you looking for the gun only holster? Are you looking for a sidecar holster? I don't know of anyone, and maybe they're out there, let me know in the comments, that makes a sidecar holster for people that carry at 3 o'clock. Probably they exist, I'm not aware of them, but that might be a thing that you're interested in, so check it out. And if you find one, let me know, I'm interested as well. But these are made specifically for appendix. For appendix holsters, you're gonna usually get a wing right here. That's the second consideration. Are you looking for a gun only, or are you looking for a gun and spare mag? T-Rex Arms makes these adjustable for these spare mag caddies is what they're called. There's sidecar holsters come with other options, like you can get one for an AR mag. You can get them for handcuffs, you can get them for a knife, I do believe. So that's pretty cool, but most companies that are making sidecar holsters are for spare mags. So you've figured out where you're gonna be carrying. You know that if you're gonna use a sidecar holster or a gun only holster. The next thing that you're gonna want to know is if the holster is for one gun, for one model of gun, or if you want to be able to use multiple different types of guns. All right, the reason that I'm saying that as a consideration is because now you can buy, especially if you run a weapon mounted light, now you can buy holsters that are universal fit based on the weapon mounted light. So for example, this is a Surefire TLR1. This is a Tier 1 concealed MSP Pro holster. All right, this is the holster only, but they do make them with the sidecar as well. And you see here, I'm running a DR920 from Shadow Systems with this TLR1. I also have a Walther PDP. This is a 4.5 inch full size, also with a TLR1, and it fits as well. So there are universal holsters, all right? So are you looking for a holster that runs off of the weapon mounted light that you're running, that it could be used for multiple different types of guns? Or are you looking for a holster for one type of gun only? All right, so again, with the one that I just showed you, Glocks are an exception, double stack Glocks are an exception, but again, with this one right here, this is a gun only holster that only runs the Glock 19 or the Shadow Systems MR920. So there are exceptions, of course, because with Glocks, you can use the same Glock holster for most double stack Glocks, okay? So just understand that. All right, the fourth consideration is, once you figured out where you're gonna carry, once you figured out, are you carrying gun only or with a spare mag, all right, then do you want a holster for one model of gun, or do you want a universal style holster? All right, the next thing that you're gonna wanna think about is, how are you gonna carry the holster, all right? And that's important because not everybody carries like I do with a traditional gun belt, all right? So I wear khakis pretty much year round. In Georgia, the weather very rarely gets below 30 degrees, 40 degrees. When it does, I'll wear blue jeans, but usually I'm wearing khakis and this gun belt. So I can use a holster with this gun belt, but not everybody does. So if you are someone who wears jogging pants, or someone who likes to wear athletic shorts a lot, maybe you work in a gym like I do where most people wear athletic shorts, but you want to be able to carry, there are other options for you. There are belts that they make, like this belt from Comfort Concealment. All right, this is a belt made specifically for athletic wear. All right, and so what you would do is, I'm gonna put it on outside of my shirt, but you would put this on, put your, go ahead and holster. You could holster after you put your shorts on, but then put your shorts on. But this is a belt that is comfortable to wear, but also allows you to conceal carry. If you are doing the traditional gun belt and shorts, all right, so you're gonna wanna find a good gun belt. I wear Blue Alpha gear personally, but there are tons. Core is a very good concealment belt. There are just tons and tons of companies. But there is also, if you are planning on wearing, and even if you are wearing traditional clothes, but maybe dress style pants and shirt, dress outfit where you can't wear a gun or conceal a gun very easily, you have the Filster Enigma. Now I don't have one because I don't carry that way, but check out the Filster Enigma. It is a belt and a leash, a leg leash setup. The reason it's important to know if you're gonna wanna use one of those is because you need a gun holster that has a wing. It clips on with this, the hardware that they use clips on using the concealment wings. You would take the wing off and then attach it on that way. So you'll wanna know that if you're planning on using that holster, or maybe your main carry is like this, but maybe you wanna get a Filster Enigma for days when you need to use it to carry, all right? You'll wanna know if it's compatible with the Filster Enigma before you purchase the holster. The last consideration when purchasing a holster, in order to get that perfect holster for you and your firearm, is, do you need a holster with adjustable ride height? There are many holsters that have it and many holsters that don't. So for example, this traditional arms holster, I've got two different traditional arms sidecar holsters. This one that's for the Glock 17 with the TLR1, and this one for the Glock 34 with the X300. This one you can see with these tier 1 concealed clips that I'm able to adjust the ride height on the clips. So right here, these clips are able to adjust up and down. fairly easily. You just loosen the screws and then adjust. On this exact same holster, with these discreet carry concept clips, there is just a small amount of adjustment right there. All right. So luckily, with the way this holster was made, it was made perfectly at a perfect rod height. You can see right here where it matches the wing right here, that it works perfectly. I'm able to get a very good purchase. If it was a little bit lower down, I would not be able to purchase this handgun very, very well, and I would have to switch clips. So you're gonna wanna know when you purchase if your holster has adjustable rod height, and if it doesn't, how do you know if you're gonna be able to get a really good purchase on that firearm? So check for adjustable rod height. If there is not adjustable rod height, so for example, on this one right here, and this is one that I have issues with this holster. When I go to get a purchase on this firearm, I cannot always get my hand perfectly on this frame. And because I can't do that, I find myself constantly fidgeting with the holster. I am constantly like adjusting it like this. I want the cant up. So what I would end up having to do in order to get this the way I want it is I'm gonna end up having to get either a new wing, or I'm gonna have to get some sort of a different monoblock here, or some sort of different clips to make this so that I can get it at a perfect rod height. For right now, I'm using it when I need to, but I don't really like this holster because there's not an adjustable, the rod height on here is not adjustable. So that is something that you're gonna wanna consider. Usually, unfortunately, many times we'll buy the holster and then realize that it does not adjust, and therefore we're stuck with the purchase that we get. So for example, I'll show you with this one, what will happen is it'll start to drift down like this, and when I go to purchase it, see right here, the gun, my fingers do not fit very easily between my shorts and the frame of the firearm, and so I'm not able to get a very good master grip right there when I go to make my draw. So what I do a lot of times is I'll notice that the wing is starting to drift, and I'll adjust it. Well, if we're trying to conceal our firearm, that's not very good, because now if people see me fidgeting with my holster or with my belt, now people might know, hey, he's got a firearm right there, and he's adjusting the cant of the firearm so that it's sitting the way he wants it to. So that's something to consider. That's something to look for when purchasing a firearm. Now, the last thing that I want to talk to you about is some special considerations. You've looked at the holster. Maybe you purchased the holster. You know it's the one you want. You get it. You like it. But maybe it's not very comfortable. There are some things that you can do, like putting a wedge on your holster. This one is from Tier 1 Concealed. They make a regular width. They make a wide version. So this is the regular, this is the wide wedge. They make different sizes. Also, one that I've started using lately is from Mastermind Tactics. They make a pillow and a wedge. They have a few different wedge types. This one's adjustable. That's what I like about it. That comes with some fill, and you can put fill in or you can take it out. There's a Velcro right here on top. You just unvelcro it, take the fill out, or put fill in, and make it the way you want it. So this is very, very good for comfort. Also, these wedges also help to push the frame of the handgun into your stomach. So depending on where you're carrying that firearm, makes it easier and more comfortable, easier to conceal and more comfortable. So those are some considerations maybe before you buy the holster for the firearm, or maybe you purchase the holster and it's not as comfortable as you were hoping. You can always purchase a wedge. This one's from Mastermind Tactics. Tier 1 Concealed makes 2 different types of wedges as well, but Mastermind Tactics has a bunch of different ones. Check them out. And they are, some are adjustable, some are not, but ultimately, if you need to, a wedge is a really good way to go. It helps to make the concealed carry process a little bit more comfortable, and it helps to conceal the firearms when maybe the firearms are not concealing the way you want them to. Guys, I hope this helps. If you have any other tips or tricks that might be helpful for people, please leave them in the comments, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.